Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're still reviewing Punch. I have the story with Donald Trump. As I said, Umbo, it has finally come. He's becoming president. He's going to be sworn in this year. So Donald Trump on Monday renewed his call for the merger of Canada and the United States following the resignation of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. If Canada, according to him, merged with US, there will be no tariffs, taxes will go way down, and they will be totally secure from the threat of China and Russia that is constantly surrounding them. The incoming president posted on social media, says, together, what a great nation it will be. He's already picturing it. Said Trudeau announced his resignation on Monday. If many of you saw the story, the Prime Minister had resigned on Monday, saying he would leave office as soon as the ruling Liberal Party chooses a new leader after months of slumping polls and internal division. According to him, he said, I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its new leader. We don't know how soon that would be, but obviously Trump will be present while Trudeau is still be in the office, and we'll see how he responds to this alleged merger that he's hoping to put together.
Okay, so I have great news here for the top generals. They said the president has approved $20,000 foreign medical treatments, bulletproof SUVs, and cooks as a retirement package for service chiefs. They said that the vehicle will be replaced every 4 years and maintained by the military. In addition to that, there is a Peugeot 508 as a backup. And also, they said they will be assigned a special assistant, 3 service drivers, and a service orderly with escorts. General Yusuf, I hope he's listening. They said they are going to give them 5 domestic aides, 2 service cooks, 2 stewards, 1 civilian gardener, and a security officer. Then they said the federal government also approved Major General, that's the Brigadier, Toyota Land Cruiser, and 15,000 annual medical treatments. Also the same package, domestic staff and residential guards. Then the 1-star officials, that's Ogarma, they are going to receive like $10,000 annual medical care, Toyota Camry, domestic security and arrangements also. Then the colonels, they are going to get Toyota Corolla, but free medical care within Nigeria. They are not entitled to go. They're not entitled to the $12,000 or $20,000 or $15,000. Okay. But then the president of the NMA, they said Professor Bala Audu is not really happy with the fact that they gave them the $20,000 for medical this thing, because according to him, he's saying that the country that we're projecting that our healthcare facility is not funded and is not doing very well.
It's a debatable conversation. Yeah. And I think it's worth talking about. I mean, as much as I appreciate the service chiefs, these are people who have served the country with everything they have. So I understand the need to give them a package, absolutely. But considering our economy, considering where we are as a nation right now, is it the appropriate thing? Do you think it's a conversation worth having? That's something that we can debate and talk about it later. But I think it's a good story. Yeah. Let's move on to another story, please.
Yes, I have the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced a remittance of over 6 billion naira to the coffers of the Nigerian government in 2024. The public communication advisor, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, had said that a total income of over 22 billion was generated, while over 6 billion was remitted to the government. He said that part of the increase in the effective remittance to over 9 billion was because of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination Form fees, which is now 1,500 naira. He also said that over the past 7 years, that they have contributed over 50 billion naira to the National Treasury, via their Registrar and Chief Executive, Professor Oloyede. Finally, he said that combined with the 1,500 reduction performed for the candidates, multiplied by the number of candidates that benefited in 2024, the total remittance by JAMB would amount to over 9 billion naira. That's a good one coming from them.
Okay, moving on quickly now to Daily Sun. Sorrow envelopes Sokoto. Budget senator to suspend plenary for 2 weeks. My life in danger, says Obi. Alleges plot to harm him, vows to continue to struggle despite threats. Foreign inflows grow from $2.3 billion to $3.82 billion in 9 months. Police nab killer of the DPO, kill 4 gang members in gun duel in Delta State. Vandalized sewage manholes. Abuja police arrested 50 suspects. Recover 25 manholes and covers and recovers 3 vehicles. Ohaneze, 3 presidential aspirants challenge Okiro's eligibility. Okay, which story are we taking?
Let's take the human story, where the police force headquarters in Abuja said its operatives from the intelligence response team have arrested Ogaga Dixon, a member of a notorious armed robbery syndicate who was responsible for killing CSP Hassan Jega. Yes, yes, the late DPO Agboho Division, Delta State, in October 14. So it was said that this happened when they were ambushed and a gunfire ensued, and he was shot dead. And upon the arrest, that they recovered one AK-47 rifle, an English pistol, and some other munitions. But then the one that really touched me was where they said the police operatives also apprehended a child trafficking syndicate led by a pastor, Pastor Dayo Bernard of End Time Army Ministry in Plateau State, December 2nd, 2024. He said the operation led to the rescue of 5 children who have now been taken back home to their parents. And upon investigation, they found out that the pastor had sold a total of 13 children at varying prices, all of whom have been rescued by the police, and that they've been taken back reunited with their families through the Plateau State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development. The syndicates with other people involved, some women, have all been arrested.
Okay, and that story.
Very, very, very sad story. The major headline about the death, the Sokoto. So there was a fire incident yesterday morning that started on that yesterday morning, Monday morning, and it engulfed the house of the SSG's daughter. So the Secretary to the state government, Mohammed Sifawa, the fire incident took place in his daughter's house. His daughter is married to the permanent secretary on Ministry for Sports and Youth Development, Mohammed Bello, and there were 5 people died in that fire incident. The mother, her 3 children, and the maid, all of them were engulfed in the fire. It was such a sad incident, and of course, in the usual way of the Islamic religion, they were all buried, and in the burial they had the deputy governor and many other people who were all commiserating with it's such a terrible way to start the year, and our heart goes out to the entire family, that these kind of things are not the kind of things we want to hear at all.
Yeah.
Really sad.
All right, so the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has raised alarm over threat to his life. According to him, he was responding to Mr. Felix Moka, who is the spokesperson of the APC, who had responded to Peter Obi's tweet, saying that Mr. Peter Obi has crossed the line so many times, and he has what is coming to him. And whatever he gets, he should manage it. And Peter Obi has interpreted that as a threat to his life, and he said he's asking people that has he really crossed the line by criticizing the government on the economy and insecurity going on in the nation. So that's that story. Moving on now to Vanguard. Thousands face life-threatening ailments from lead poisoning. Suspension of local government chairman. Court orders Okpebolo Edo Assembly to maintain status quo. EFCC fires 27 officers over alleged corruption. Agbo tanker explosion. I saw my wife on ground burning, says distraught husband. 2 killed, 2 others injured as explosion rocks school in Abuja. Sokoto SSG loses daughter and 3 grandchildren in the house and house help to fire. I have received message threats, says Peter Obi. APC chieftain mother's child, 2 others shot dead in Ondo cult war. And court grants 10 million naira bill to lady detained for threatening the president's son. Okay, which story?
Yeah, so I have the EFCC story where they said they sacked 27 corrupt officers. They said that they had committed some offenses that related to fraudulent activities and misconduct. They also said that the commission emphasized its zero tolerance policy against staff members and that most of the staff members, anybody involved, that they will be thoroughly investigated. Presently now, they said there's a trending $400,000 claim of a yet-to-be-identified supposed staff of the EFCC that they are going to investigate and find out what's going on. And also, they said there are 2 members, Ojobo Joshua and Aliyu Hashim, that recently they called Mr. Mohammed Bello Kaka, that is the managing director of Nigerian Ports Authority, demanding $1 million from him, saying that it's for Mr. Koyode, that they want to help him because presently he has a case with EFCC, so they are going to help him to give him soft landing. Meanwhile, there's nothing like that. The case does not exist.
Wow,
so the EFCC that is saying that anybody, even if they are members of the staff, that are going to dismiss immediately. They find any.
Imagine.
If they find you
Gosh,
wanting.
that's we the people.
It's a people system.
People are supposed to be
We the people. Any other story you have to wrap up?
The
very
major
soon?
headline, the community, this is from Abakaliki, yes. The Anyigba community of the Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State said that what should be a source of joy has become pain for the people in similar way to the crude oil and the poisoning that came from it. They said that from every indication, the side effects of the mineral exploration taking place has brought mixed blessings and misfortune because people of that community have now in thousands been affected by lead-related ailments because they are eating crops, vegetable, fruits, tubers that have been contaminated by the mineral deposits. So they say they don't have a choice. In the midst of the health hazards, they still need to remain there. And some of them have been suffering strange ailments from this disease based on the toxic lead exposure in their water, in their river, based on the mining being taking place within that area. Most of what they are eating and drinking is polluted. I was hoping that we would come up with the holistic solution of how they will solve that problem, but we always overlook environmental impact analysis before we go into all these things. We're just thinking of let's get money flowing in the community, but this is the results.
We have resources, natural resources. Let us get it. Now you're guessing the natural resources, but yeah, you're not checking to ensure that the people are safe. It's really, really sad indeed. Oh God. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review this morning. When we come back with our hot topic up today, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.